Hello everyone, I'm April Hemis, a soybean and corn farmer from north central Iowa, the best place in the US to raise soybeans. I sure wish I could be there in person to tell you how I sustainably raise my soybeans, but better yet, you get to come to my farm. So, before I talk about my soybeans, I want to tell you a little bit about my farm. In the distance is my home place where I live, which my great-grandfather bought in 1901. So we're quickly coming up upon an anniversary of 120 years farmed and owned by my family, which mainly we've built into 405 hectares of corn and soybean rotation, which means half soybeans and half corn, and then the opposite year I switch it, which is better for my soils and far more sustainable. What makes me a little different than most farmers on the United Soybean Board and others around the nation is that I farm and my husband works in town. He doesn't help me on the farm, so I make all the decisions and do all the work, from banking to bookkeeping, from cultivating to planting and combining to finally the marketing decisions. It's all on me. So I truly care about how I raise my crops and how I market them, and also how I sustainably raise them to leave this land in better condition for future generations of my family. So I'm standing out here today in this beautiful day of May. I'm showing you a field where I no-tilled my soybeans, which means I just planted right into the ground the standing corn stalks. But also what I did last fall was I had a cover crop. That's why you kind of see the green out there. So that green was cereal rye. A plane flew over, dropped the seed right through the corn, and it sprouted and germinated. And what that does is hold those nutrients, if there's anything left from that corn plant, right in the soil. And it keeps it from going down to the water. Now, my beans, I planted these about 9 days ago, and as you can see, there it is. It's just kind of sprouting. That's what it is. The beans I planted before are coming up a little bit farther in other fields, but that's how far along these are. I will probably harvest them sometime in late August or early September, depending on the growing season. Right now, we really need rain. We haven't had a whole lot of rain this season, but this is how my field, there's my farm in the background. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm also surrounded by a whole bunch of windmills too. And that is how I farm these hills, highly erodible hills, sustainably. It keeps the soil in place, it keeps the water quality high with the cover crops, and so no nutrients are going down to the water table or the stream bank down below. And I don't do any tilling of the soil, so I get very little soil loss, and that's how we grow it out here on the farm. Okay, here we are on another one of my farms. As you can see, the pasture in the background, the cows are laying down there happy. I brought you down here to show you another type of tillage that I use. This field was corn stalks until this spring, and then I came in and worked it up. That gives me the option to either go plant corn again, because we can do that here in Iowa with my beautiful soils, or plant soybeans. With the current situation, I decided to plant soybeans because I thought the option and my markets would be better. Now, I didn't know till this. I could have, but as you can see, this is nice flat ground. The soil really doesn't blow anywhere, or I don't have a lot of runoff on it. So I chose to, I chose to work this in, the corn stalks in here and plant it, get some going. This is my very first field planted, as you can see. Look at that beautiful soybean. They're up. Now, it's a little bit yellow. We had a frost the other night, kind of nipped it, but good job, Mr. Soybean. It's coming up just fine. Looking good. I was a little worried about it. We got all our planting in really good. Beautiful planting season. One of the best I remember, and I've been doing this 35 years now, so I've seen a few. And the soil worked up great. Now in Iowa, we plant our corn first, then our soybeans. So I planted these the last week of April. And that's a little bit about my farm and different types of planting and why I choose to do what I do.